Hello YouTube, thanks to your donations we now got much better lighting, and overall the microphones, we don't have a 4K camera yet, we don't really have a DSLR camera yet, but eventually I'm sure that video is gonna get too many likes and we're gonna get a whole bunch of subscribers who are gonna be benefiting from our videos. Today we got a Lenovo laptop. Thank you so much. I wanna say big thank you to Lenovo for making one of the best laptops so that we would be in business if it wouldn't be for them. Lenovo Ideapad 330-17IKB, 171KB, go figure which one of those, or 81DM model number. So the client states that this plug right here, when you put it into the jack, right there, they have to wiggle it and it doesn't work. So it could be that first of all the plugs go bad all the time and then they wear out the connector inside of the jack, the connector inside of the laptop. So let's take it apart and take it all apart and show you. The reason we're gonna show you how to take it apart is simple. If you want, you could send us just the motherboard, and if you send us just the motherboard, it's gonna be 60 bucks. If you send us the whole laptop, it's gonna be 100 bucks. And if you want, you can fix it yourself. We sell the parts. We show you everything that we do here. We're not hiding anything. So again, like, subscribe, etc. So let's go. One screw, two screw. All right, I see that somebody screwed around with this laptop before. Alrighty. Good job, excellent. Okay. So let's see if the CD-ROM gonna come out. I don't wanna break it. Probably shouldn't even touch it. Okay. Let's see if we can basically just pry this casing from the laptop, or should we disconnect the keyboard first? No, there is no way to disconnect the keyboard, so let's find the irreplaceable tool called guitar pick. And on this guitar pick, we're gonna try and penetrate the shell. I think maybe we can do it here. Well, no, we have to remove the CD-ROM because that whole shell right there. Oh, well, maybe the top side comes out. We will see in a second. Let's see. I'm sure I did one of those before. We've done thousands of videos of power jack repair, so go figure. I mean, which ones we seen here before, which ones we didn't. Okay. Yeah, thank you, Lenovo, for making our life beautiful. One day I'm gonna buy myself a Mercedes, maybe. The more Lenovo makes the laptops, the more people buy them, the more chances you're gonna see me rolling. Okay, so here, let's take this thing apart. Okay, like that. And here I just want to take a look. I think it's just the bottom cover. All right. Now the reason I wanna. Okay, so oh, you see, that's the reason I didn't want to pull on this thing, because the more you pull on it, the more chances something gonna break off here. Come on. Okay, I wonder if I could just put a tiny screwdriver right there and push on it. Okay. You know what? I probably should put this back in. Close the cover right there. All right, and now try. Okay, like that. Okay, this thing not broken, everything's still intact. All right, and now And now we're gonna use the guitar pick and right there. Good job. Ooh, what we got here? That's a jack that I am really thankful for. If it wouldn't be for that jack, I would probably wouldn't survive 2020. Beautiful jack. Lenovo guys, I appreciate you making this jack for me. It's Lenovo. I love you. I love you guys. I love all the people who buy Lenovo products because you're all my clients. And yeah, my recommendation: buy Lenovo laptop. If doctor recommends you something, you should definitely follow him that advice, because you'll be back into his office over and over and over and over and over and eventually gonna die. So here we disconnect the battery like that. No, would I buy the Lenovo laptop for myself? No, I wouldn't. Would I recommend it to my I also wouldn't. I wouldn't, but honestly, people, I am thankful that you do exist. I'm thankful that people buy Lenovo laptops. I mean, I'm thankful for that. Thank you guys. Let's unscrew this guy right here. Unplug this hinge right. You see, they make my life complicated now because they glued this connector to the. Eventually I should buy one of those knives that kind of gets under there. Right, come on. Come on, slowly. One of those knives that gets under and penetrates all of the glue. All right, come on. Okay, like that. Good job. And now we got this. Don't touch this capacitor right there, because once you break it, it's not going to be fixable ever. All right, here we remove that. And here we got this guy. Okay, good job. Here we disconnect the screw right there. Okay. And we got one screw under this warranty thingy. All right, so here is this thing. Did I disconnect this thing? Yeah, I did disconnect this thing. Why did it ended up? Okay, so here we got something underneath the wireless card. Disconnect that. Easy, like that. Okay, all right, beautiful. And this guy right here. All right, what I'm doing now, I'm just trying to rotate the hinge. Rotating the hinge with the pliers like that. And we got two more screws right there. 1 and 2. All right, so if you decide to send this to us, no need to call us. See when was the latest video we uploaded. If we uploaded something recently, that means we're still in business. If we haven't uploaded something in a long time, then go figure, 2020 is a rough year for all of us. Here, let's clean up the heatsink area from the possible, you know what, I can't pronounce that word because because we now live in communist environment, and anything you say on video can get a video of the YouTube. Anyways, here let's see. Let's lift up that. I am not forcing anything because there might be a screw someplace else. No, there aren't any anymore. All right, something just fell off. Okay, this plastic piece, garbage, another garbage. All right, so we shake it. Now, here is what we're gonna do. Hold on, somebody. All right, so here is where we gonna add. Come on. That's where I'm adding. Okay, so let's reduce the glare from the lights. Again, thank you so much, guys, for donations, because we invested into the lights, because people complained about things being either too bright or too dark. And I wonder if the Captain tape ever comes on one of those, you know, where you could just roll it and, you know, just like your tape, regular tape, you know. Sure. So I wouldn't be spending half an hour looking for the last place where it was. So what I'm doing here is I'm putting a whole bunch of Captain tape all over the surrounding area, so that the nearby components won't fly off the motherboard. Ooh, there's a whole bunch of LED lights. Yeah, those LED lights definitely gonna fly off the motherboard once I'm gonna start working on it. So the Captain tape available from the link below, from the Amazon. Here it gonna prevent those lights right there coming off the motherboard. And here well, there's really nothing here in the back. I just don't want a motherboard to heat up where I don't want it to be heated up. So now that I'm insulated the area of the Captain tape, I can pretty much go ahead and desolder this thing. I'm just gonna put some flux, some hot air, new solder right there. The new solder gonna mix. My new solder is the leaded base solder. The leaded base solder gonna mix with the silver base solder, and it's gonna drop the melting temperature, the temperature required for the solder to melt, because once you mix two solders together, the temperature goes down, and then I'm gonna use hot air and it's just gonna pop right out. So yeah, let's begin. Let me show you how to do it. Again, if you like the video so far, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe. Thanks. Alrighty, so the exhaust is on, the soldering irons are on, and I'm gonna do is add some flux right there. The flux will let the leaded base solder flow a lot better into. And by the way, I want to trim the soldering quick before I'm gonna desolder anything. And by the way, this is the solder that we use right there. It's available from the link below. Desoldering braids are all available from the link below. So here the usual. So here is we're gonna tin the tip, and let's go. Hold on 1 second, I need to power up the hot air on just a tiny temperature, and now we're gonna be off. All right, so what I'm doing is I'm mixing the old solder with the new solder. And now we're just gonna increase the temperature. Not much, but just a little bit. And bring the board closer to the hot air. Put it at an angle. And let's hope the whole thing is just gonna drop. Like that. Okay. So, and now we're gonna reduce the temperature. And we're gonna use the desoldering braid to all right, looks good to me. Beautiful. Now we flip the board over. And here, you know, one thing I didn't see, usually the jack breaks right in the back, right there. Oh yeah, it's broken right there. Good job. So you see, it was broken right here. Right there. And that's the reason why I'm in business, because of those jacks right there. Thank you, Lenovo. Thank you so much. Thank you, clients. Thank you, Lenovo, for putting food on my table. All right. I just want to say thank you. Okay, let me find the jack. Hold on. All right, so we found identical jack. We're gonna just plug this thing up so that the solder would penetrate a lot better. And now we're gonna install the new jack into the spot. There, flip this guy over, put it under the pad like that. Well, I think I need second pad as well. Like that. Looks good to me. Can everybody see what I'm doing here? So I'm gonna flux up this side as well. Alrighty. And let's solder this thing up. Let's do it like that. Like that. Like that. Like that. This one doesn't want to penetrate for some reason, but I will get it done from the other side. All right, so here is that. Here is one side. Right there. Like that. And like that. Good job. And let's add a little solder right there. And a little solder right there. All right. And now what I want to do is flux up this side and make sure that the back gonna be extremely well soldered right there. All right, good job. Let's flip it over and let's make sure the bottom is soldered well as well. Okay. Okay. Wonderful. And now let's bring in the soldering wick just to make sure that everything gonna sit in place just fine here, and everything gonna sit in place just fine. Come on. Right there. Good job. Okay. Good job, but this thing got taken more solder out than I wanted to. Okay. All right, I'm not extremely happy with the repair on the top side. So I will power up the smaller iron and try to get into that place in between with the smaller iron and here. All right, so smaller iron is already up and running. Here, let's do this right there. Just making sure that the pad itself gonna be soldered through just fine. Yeah, like that. Okay, looks good. Yep. Let's bring in the big gun right there. And let's bring in this soldering iron here as well. Good job. Good job. All right, let's shut down both of the irons. Let's power up the microscope. And by the way, let's clean up this mess right here. Alrighty. Nice and clean. Good job. Let's clean up this stuff as well. Okay, wonderful. Let's bring the microscope closer. Let's inspect the this is all lint from the cleanup. Which in theory it's supposed to be lint-free lint-free Q-tip, but instead you see how much lint we got. All right. Anyways, so right here is the solder on this side, and we got some lint. What I wanted to see is this connection right there. It has to be a nice solid bulb, which it is. Wonderful. All of those connections are not as necessary, but this one right there, this has to be nice and solid. And I'm just gonna clean up this mess a bit more. Yeah, so let me clean up a bit more. And this is how everything looks after the cleanup. You see, beautiful, beautiful job. Thank you guys for watching. Please leave a like, subscribe, and I'm just gonna put it all back together. All right, so that's how beautiful the job was done right there. So if you send it just the motherboard, that's what you're gonna get back. Beautiful, huh? All right. Again, the jack you could buy from the link below. All of the parts you could buy from the link below. Let's put it all back together. If there's something that I didn't do right, please comment, because I learn a lot from my subscribers. If the lighting right here, for example, right now isn't the best, so I think oh, that's a huge reflection right there. Okay, so I probably need to add the light here someplace, a light right there, or some sort of huge softbox which costs money, but I mean, for right now, this is what I have to deal with. All right, so here like that, and like that, maybe, and like that, like that, like that. And we got, did I put the jack the wrong way? God, no way, can't be. Upside down. I haven't done that in like many years. Come on, don't. How about like that? Oh, no, I put the jack the right way. Okay, never mind. I was thinking that I just messed up royally. All right. So here we're gonna put this guy right there. Just sometimes when you do them all day, every day, you kind of mess up sometimes in terms of upside down, or this jack could be put like that or the other way around. So I want to find the instrument that I've been using, which went someplace else. All right, so let's start from here, I guess. We wanna close down the hinge, right? Like, oh wow, it's one heavy hinge to close. Thank you, Lenovo, for making laptops that gonna have broken hinges all the time. All right, so here we got the wire for the LED screen. Okay, like that. And we're gonna just screw down the 3 screws. One. And hold on. Are they all the same size? Hold on, let me see. Yeah, they are all the same size. And one right there. Okay, so we got 2 silver screws, which what you wanna do is don't screw them in too far in. Okay, like that, because they might bend the board if something. Okay, you know what, I should have cleaned up not the bottom but the top right here, those guys. Anyways, they all good, the jack isn't going anywhere. And I think a good idea is to remove this tape. You see, even the manufacturer uses Kapton tape, because when they install this jack, they probably use a whole bunch of hot air or infrared, and to prevent the damage to the jack, they use the Kapton tape. All right, so next thing, right here like that. Close down the hinge. Next thing we want to do is right here, open up the hinge right there. Let's see if I should increase the brightness. Oh, wow. That's even brighter. How about here? Let's see if I should increase the brightness here. Oh, wow, 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 wow. Yeah. New tool. You see? New. Brightness increased. It's just I had so many complaints that for over a year I had just one light that was overhead, and it was glaring everything on the from the surface, from the tablet, from the metals. Everything was kind of reflective, and I decided that the light would be, after the microphones, the lights would be the next thing. Still, I still would like something better than this light, but I think the cameras is the next upgrade that we're gonna do. All right, like that, because everybody's writing in 4K already. I'm the only guy who's left behind. Here, let's do, you know what, I want to clean this heatsink, not the heatsink, the fan, because I don't want the laptop to break down because of the overheating. Okay, so here. All right, and we cleaned up the fan. Good job. Wonderful. Now, right now we're gonna just put this guy right there and move the wires out of the way. Plug in the plug right here. Oh, so now you can't see much because of the too much brightness. All right, so let's lower it down like that, maybe like that. Yeah. You see, as soon as you see this metal right here, that's one way to say don't buy this laptop, you know. It's not the way how, I mean, you already probably bought it and you probably see this video because you're the owner of this laptop, but quite honestly, I wouldn't buy one of those for myself because money come really hard in this family. So here, but most of the Lenovo customers are government, so, and for the government it's no big deal. I mean, they just print money, so that's fine. It's nothing special for them. School districts, pretty much governments, either local governments, state governments, they all buy Lenovo products because of the good kickbacks to the whoever is the chief technical officer or chief technology officer, whoever is in the school district or in the government sector is a huge, probably the best money laundering business right there are Lenovo manufacturing sales. So here, like that. And honestly, guys, if you are fixing jacks all day, every day for the last 20 years, it's not exactly the easiest job there is. I understand that being a miner someplace, in a mine down below someplace, is going to be much harder work. But I mean, doing this thing all day, every day, would you buy a Mercedes? Probably not, because you see that the more complicated design is, like this one, the more problems you're gonna get. I mean, it could be done a lot simpler than this. I mean, this is pretty simple design by itself, but it's just like Mercedes. It has tendencies to not work well. All right, so enough complaining about the laptop, because it's a really good laptop. Because if it wouldn't be for Lenovo, I wouldn't be in business for sure. All right, so Lenovo, I love you. I love my customers. I love my Lenovo customers. Here, let's see, this battery gonna be going. Oh, so it even comes with different size of battery. So you probably have a bigger battery here, or you might have a smaller battery. Yeah, wow. It's I haven't seen a laptop yet that could come with two different sizes of battery. Or maybe you can even get a huge battery right here and connect a SSD right there somehow. Yeah. All right, so just making sure that this cable connected, that cable connected. You see this cable connected at an angle. So what I need to do is I need to lift it up. I need to straighten it down, connect it directly straight. Then make sure it won't move to the sides. And in order for me to make sure it's not going to move to the side, I need to tape everything down here. Those hinges are extremely unprofessional, so to speak, here. All right, like that. Now let's put this guy right there and connect it in place. Ooh, hold on 1 second. Does that come from the top or that comes from the bottom? Yeah, okay, so this wire right here, make sure it's under the battery right there, the LED wire. The lighting system is not that great. You see, this is too black here, this is too shiny. Maybe it focuses on that guy, maybe on that guy. Let's add a little bit. Well, it's not doing anything much here. All right, enough complaining. So what else we have left here? We got probably some screws to put into the battery. All right. All right, so by the way, you can stop by. It should take about an hour to fix it if you're local. The jack is in stock. If you decide to call us, please just text us. No need to call us. This is 2020, unless you never had to use a text messaging device, maybe like 50 or 60 year old. I understand. Feel free to give us a call. But for young people who are in their 20s, 30s, please, guys, just text us, because here I'm thinking that this is probably going to be a smaller screw right there. Nope, that wasn't a smaller screw right there. Okay. So is that going to be a big screw right there? Yeah, that's a big screw right there. Strange. Oh no, it says 6, right? Let's increase the brightness. No, it says 2 by 3. Or maybe it says 2 by 9. That says 2 by 6. And that probably says 2 by 6. Oh yeah, so that's a long screw, that's a long screw, that's a long screw. All right. Let's reduce that glare so it would be much more pleasant to see here. All right. Okay. You should understand it's almost, it's pretty much evening time here. I'm just trying to get this thing done before the end of the day. And I wonder if those wires go on top or on the bottom. No, they probably go like that. Okay. So, yeah. Okay. All right, so everything looks good to me. This screw is right there. And those guys are right there. Okay, let's put the top cover back on. Okay. Like that. All right, so you probably want to guide it from this side. Okay, good job. Excellent job here. Let's make sure that this thing is all right, because I didn't want to press on the monitor. You see, I'm pressing on the casing, between the casing here, so that everything will just get into the right place. Okay, now we're gonna put the CD-ROM back in place. And now we're just gonna screw everything down using not this screwdriver, the other screwdriver here. Okay. Now the plug could be also faulty, but I think it should be all right. All right, did I not screw in something? Okay, I put the screw in there, but I didn't screw it down here. But you see the quality of the lighting system? You can see every single screw in here. Wow. Unbelievable. All right, so let's flip it over. Let's take this thing like that. And let's connect the power supply to the jack right there. And you see how it clicks in place. And all right, so I did plug this thing in, and the white light that's supposed to be right there doesn't show me anything, right? Nope, nothing. I think it should show something. You see? Right there, nothing. Why is it always giving me this beep? Right, so I press the power button. Nothing happens, obviously. And so what I have to do is see if this guy even conducts the electricity through. Let's see. Yeah, it does conduct electricity. I'm not sure how far it goes into. All right. Yeah, I mean, it does conduct electricity just fine. Because I already found a replacement plug, but nothing. Nothing. Well, let it stand maybe for an hour or so. Maybe it's gonna charge up a little bit. I don't know. Yeah. So I guess Lenovo makes really bad laptops, because I'm out of money on this one, because there is no fix, no charge. So even though I replaced the jack, and the jack was definitely faulty. Maybe the plug, if I bend the plug a little bit here and there, maybe it's gonna... No, the plug conducts electricity. I mean, yeah, I'm gonna try a different power supply to make sure. Let's see, what's the amperage and voltage needed here. No, just 2.25 amps. Yeah, I mean, this is nothing. And this adapter should be just fine for this type of... Yeah, the springs are right there, so the springs are not pushed all the way towards the back. Well, on the new one, they're all the way in front. So maybe it's not reaching the... Well, anyways, just in case this is gonna be the end of the video, I'm just gonna let you know that in the comments below, not in the comments below, but in the description below, if the laptop did power up or if it didn't power up. Even though it should power up, because quite honestly, this is the most simplest, straightforward repair there is. Here, let's take it apart one more time. Oops. Shoot. Yeah, I just had the perfect angle set up. Everything was so nicely set up. Just the cables are all over the place here. All right. Let's take it apart one more time. And the jack was bad too. All right, so I did open it one more time. So we got lights here, right? And we should have two lights there someplace, right? Yeah, we should have... Oh, you know what? It has a reset button in there. All right, so let's do this. Let's disconnect this guy before I'm gonna touch anything on the motherboard. Then where is my favorite tool? All right, so the thing I have to do now is again disconnect the battery right here. And even though I'm not sure why this laptop doesn't want to power up. Maybe I should have given it a bit more time to... you know what? It's hard to do that without... Let's unscrew this whole thing here. Like that. Okay. Let's remove the battery like that. Now, where is the CMOS battery? Oh, right here. So CMOS battery. So let's disconnect the CMOS battery. Let's disconnect the memory chip. Oh, there's built-in memory in there. So connected or not connected doesn't really matter here. So here, what we're gonna do now is connect this guy right here. All right. Let's measure the voltage in the back of the connector. Okay. So we get 19 volts at the back of the connector, right? Here, let's try one more time. And let's see. Okay. Let's see, where can I... Okay, so is it gonna... Yep, it's gonna give me 19 volts right there. Not giving anything here. Not giving anything there. And not giving me anything anywhere else. How about at the battery? Let's see, where's the battery connection here? Nope, it's not giving me anything anywhere. That's really strange, because it's giving me 19 volts right there. And it's hard to trace where this positive trace is going to. Because, I mean, I don't see where it's going to. It's not going anywhere. Strange. Let's see. No, capacitor is fine. Shoot, there is a shortage right here. No. No. Why, how is it possible that they screw it up so bad? Come on. Come on. No. Yeah, those capacitors are fine right here, right? But those guys are shorting badly. Yeah. Now go figure which way. Maybe there's not a capacitor. Let's add a whole bunch of brightness here. Those are the capacitors. How in the world the system got shorted from a bad power jack? Yeah. Everything here is shorted right there. No, I didn't sign up for that. I mean, I was hoping it's just a jack issue, but this is shortage. This shortage is really... Yeah, it's everywhere. It's not even gonna go anywhere here. You see what happens when you wiggle the jack for too long? And go find where the shortage is at. Go find where the trace is at. Let's see if maybe it's here someplace. No, I mean, it's probably because of the metal to metal. Probably because this metal portion touched the motherboard someplace. No, this is useless. I mean, this is no money here. So anyways, if your laptop still works sometimes while you wiggle on this thing, send it in. But if it just stopped working, don't send it in, because it's just gonna be a waste of my time here. Yeah. All right, so the way how it works is the plus goes to here, here, then over here, but here it encounters a short. This capacitor is fine. The capacitor is fine, so the current goes here, and that's where the negative and negative are right there. So shortage could be on any one of those. Like right here, the CPU might have been shorted. Those guys might be shorted. Lots of things could be shorted. I mean, it's really... Let's see, where does that go? This trace goes here, right there someplace. Right, so my understanding, this is the plus right here. Also, this should be the plus, which is not shorting. All right, so the good thing is the battery side is not shorting, but here it's shorting too. Alright, so what I need to do is I need to bring the power supply, plug it in directly into the current, basically a solder wire right here, put the wire, connect the ground to ground and wire to the plus, and see if you're gonna find a shortage on this motherboard. But that's usually, I wish it could have a infrared camera, but that's a couple $1,000 at least for a good one that's gonna show me which item in particular is shorting. So I have to just deal with my finger tip, see what's shorting. So let's begin. Alright, so I brought in my garbage power supply, which I really don't like. Don't ever buy one of those garbage pieces. Alright. Alright, I'm setting the voltage right away. What you want to do is you want to put the glasses on, because this could just start fire in a second. Alright, so here we got the minus, and here we got the plus. Okay, so and this just killed my power supply. Seriously? You're supposed to be working just fine, for Christ's sake. Not dead. Oh no, not dead, okay. It came back from life. Alright, so let's try it one more time. Oh shoot. Alright. And let's try this guy right here. Like that. And let's try it. This isn't really going the way I was hoping. Maybe it is going the way I was hoping. Nope, everything's cold. Everything is really cold. All right, was cold. All right. The thing that touched the negative right there. No. Wait, let's shut it down for a second. Oh shit. Okay, so let's keep looking for that shortage. Again, the infrared would help a lot. Right, the whole thing starts to melt right here. Okay, it's definitely right there. right there. All right, let's power it up one more time. Okay. Seems like those two components right there. Those two guys right here. They are warming up pretty badly. Yeah, they both shorting. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna lift up both of those guys. I remember this laptop. Hold on one second. I remember this guy. Okay. I have a video of this laptop. So it goes like that, right? Wait. And it goes right there, I see. This metal right there. And I can see that basically it's right here for sure. Hopefully. Let's try and find out if one of those guys is shorting or not. Oh, they're pretty well soldered. Come on. Lift up already. Okay, let's utilize the hot air to lift them up. Wow, that was it. This one right there. All right. Now what I wanna do, I need to put the old one back onto the motherboard. All right, so a lot more work than I signed up for, but I only get paid if I fix the problem. All right, guys, do me a favor, all right? So that I wouldn't be chasing the, you know, the problems. So just if you have exactly the same laptop, when you're sending it to us, just make a note that this is the, make a link to this URL to this video, saying that we already worked on this problem. We already had the issue found. So I wouldn't spend hours chasing the problem. All right, looks good to me. Okay, so let's see if that solved anything, or it didn't solve anything. Let me find the power supply. Plug in right there. And let's see. Yeah, we get 19 volts at this guy right here. But it doesn't mean that the laptop gonna work, so it doesn't mean anything. It just, I know that this particular was shorting, but again, could be more than one, so hard to say now. Again, because of the metal casing, and it's always here. I'm sure on the other one, on the other video, I already found this problem maybe like a year or two ago. I remember this laptop had exactly the same problem. I don't remember if it was working or not after the repair. I mean, you could look it up. But yeah, basically, don't send this laptop to us unless it still works sometimes. Because could be this problem, could be not that. Just want to clean everything here. Yeah, but basically could be... So, but I mean, if that's shorting, if you're someplace in England, India, or wherever else, if you need to find a short, that was the shortage place. It's always shorting around here. One of those two capacitors right there is shorting. Right there. Right here. Right here. This one and the one right next to it. So just one of them was shorting. I removed the other one. I removed both of them, tested this one was fine. The second one was shorting. So will it work? Probably not, because the light right here on the LED light right here does not come up when I plug in the plug. But I mean, that was pretty much the main problem. And the reason why it's shorting is right here. Those metal pieces are not insulated properly, because this insulation right here, a little bit to the left, a little bit to the right, that's it. I mean, that's what shorts the motherboard right away, pretty much. So it's tough to say if it's gonna work, but where was the broken component? Okay, so it's right here, right there. Yeah, no, same thing over and over again on those metal. Why do they put metal here? So that it would break more often. Anyways, I don't think this is gonna work, even though the shortage is found. It just the LED light still does not come on, but the current flows to the rest of the motherboard. That's a good thing. Wanna close down this guy. Wanna connect this guy here. Again, if you wiggle it, and it still works, don't wait for it to die all the way. If it dies, it's probably that capacitor, the one I just removed, dies with it. And if it was the case in your case, and you remove that capacitor and everything works, great. Now let me remove this power supply from out of the way. And my tools. So do I need a fancy thermal imager camera? Yes, I do need, but the problem is we deal with power jacks, and the power jacks never have this issue, almost never. I don't have to deal with shortages, and we almost, if you say, dude, I have a shortage, we're not gonna accept that client. I mean, I don't want to spend all, because the thing is, if I would be charging you by the hour, or if, you know, if I wouldn't be able to fix it, I wouldn't have to ship anything back to you, wouldn't waste my time, I could spend all day working on this thing. And I'm pretty much, I could fix anything, but again, it's either you spend all day and you fix something and you get $100, or you could just keep replacing the jacks and get $100 for each jack, and it's gonna be much more flowy business. It's gonna be business. It's gonna be business, not a charity, because today 50% of everything I worked on today, I didn't make any money on, because people send in shortages, people send in USB-C ports that are not fixable, that have nothing to do with the jacks itself. So, and the back in the days business model was just computer shops, but now because of 2020, we have to accept the clients that are end clients. But sometimes, like in this case, when people were thinking that it's just the jack, it's not just the jack. I mean, by the time you wiggle it for such a long time until it stops working, it's already not longer a jack issue. So really simple. If you want to send it, make sure it still works. If you want to send it in, make sure it still works. If it already doesn't work, what's the point? No point, guys. So let's see if miracles do happen, because I found that shortage on the first try. I think I put too much amps though, because it's already almost midnight, and sitting here trying to find a shortage is really, I need to make some money today. But yeah, anyways, again, if you're not in the United States, I mean, if you have exactly the same shortage issue, I just show you which component is going to fail in your case, because it's almost the same for all of them. So if this model, if that capacitor fails on this one, on all of them it's going to fail as well. It's a matter of what else is going to take out, or will anything else be taken out while you're looking for it. But I was looking for it, and I found it. Something else could be the problem as well, but you see, here's the problem right here. It's all those stupid screws, metal screws, and metal on metal, so to speak. Yeah, right there. Alright, so let me see if I could just connect the power supply one more time. Maybe something gonna change. Oh wow, we got the light right there. Do you see the light? And we got the fan spinning. No, oh my god, oh my god. And it dies. And we got the light one more time, and the fan spinning. And it's a miracle. It's a miracle. Miracles do happen, my friends. And unbelievable, unbelievable. Well, let me shut it down, because I need to clean up the area where I was screwing around with the shortage. Oh my god, I made money today, guys. I made money today so I can fuel up my old car and go buy some bread. Go snowboarding maybe. But 2020, even on the mountains, you have to wear a mask. Otherwise, they won't let you on the mountain. Anyways, let me clean this guy up. Let me put it all back together and see if it's gonna work. Alright, so let's... You know, if I would be fixing one of those every now and then, I would one day buy a Mercedes. For sure. For sure. Thank you, Lenovo. Well, I haven't tested all of it yet, but why not Tesla, would you say? Well, I don't know how many of those I need to fix to buy a Tesla one day. It's really... I mean, I worked too hard for it to spend money on Tesla. I mean, I love electric cars. I driven some of them, but I just can't justify the cost right now of buying one. Plus it's 2020. People are out of work, getting paid more than people who work. I'm talking about myself. I mean, some of us work, some people don't work. But you know, I don't mind. I mean, I'm sure that if private sector can't pay, government can inflate the dollar anyway and make inflation happen, just like back in communism. Here, let's put it all back together. You know, I didn't expect that outcome. I didn't expect that, you know, the light's gonna come out. I didn't expect this whole thing gonna just... Wow. I didn't expect it would have a short. It seemed like a very straightforward, but because you wiggle it, eventually the shortages happen. I mean, you just wiggle it to the point where okay. I wanna see who sent it to us. Is it a computer shop? Hard to say who was it from. I guess via the I should call the company Last Resort Computer Repair. So let's see. Wow, we do get a light right there blinking. Right there, you see it blinks. That's a good sign. And so maybe I need to use the reset button. So I will let it blink for a little bit. I will let the battery charge up a little bit, and then I'll try to power it up. And see if it's gonna work. It's been a long, difficult day. All right, it wasn't that the most beautiful video there is. An hour and a half of guy trying to power up this shortage on the motherboard. Let's see if we gonna have power. No. Nothing. Should have pressed it a little bit harder. All right, do we get the screen? Lenovo message on the screen? Come on, please. Yes, we got a screen. And we got Lenovo message. Wow. In search of incredible. Wow. Wow, Viva. Unbelievable. i5, 8th generation, Lenovo laptop. Shortage on the motherboard. Successfully fixed. And a jack replaced as well. I mean, it was a jack. I can show you the jack. Give me 1 second. As you can see right there, that little pin in the back, it was broken pretty much, and that's where the spark was happening, at the back. Right there. That's the old piece that's kind of soldered to that main one. So don't wait for it. Once you start to wiggle it, don't wait for it to die. Just send it in, stop by, or fix it. Just maybe, you know, add some solder, you know, donate some money here. It's all right. So 11 p.m. guys, 11 p.m. Instead of snowboarding, I am making all the money to retire someplace nice and warm. What, Sarasota, Florida? Where would you retire, guys? Make a comment below. Sarasota has high property taxes. Park City, Utah, great snowboarding destination, low property tax, but so expensive that I need to do 100 of those a day to afford the living there. Yeah, anyways, yeah, so that's the jack. All right, I just was hoping to get a message here showing that it's plugged in charging, and wow, we didn't even need the password or anything like that. It just went into the screen. So we got a, okay. So we got 11 p.m. and we got a battery charging right there, which is a good thing. And hopefully we got the speakers working too. Again, I only removed one capacitor. It had two capacitors on that end. And yeah, that's what's called 20 years in business. All right. 20 plus all my life. Most part of my life, basically. Started fixing laptops back in 1990, but got to the laptops. No, started fixing computers in 1990. In 1997 or 8, got to the laptops because nobody was doing any soldering work, and I figured, why not? As long as people are paying for your money, any wish. You know what? Okay, so we got the sound. Let's see if the wireless is gonna be picking up. Thank you, Lenovo, for making such a laptop that are easy to fix. Thank you. All right, so the wireless is picking up just fine. Here, right there, okay? And touchpad is working. Let's see if the keyboard is working. And the keyboard is working fine because the power button was just fine. All right. Please leave a like, subscribe, and you guys have a good day. All right, stay safe. Thank you. Goodbye.